Hey, it's Thank You God here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy the content that I'm putting out here today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Enjoy. Here I am going to be passing Alpha Features account combine to funded in one day, $6,000 in about 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Alright, so here I am purchasing Alpha funded account. Here I am right off the bat taking trades. So it looks like my thought process here was, looks like I'm looking for a bull flag. Really my clue should have been that wick. The crappy thing about TradingView is that you can't go to ticks or you have to pay for them. I pay for them. They're not honoring my stop loss, or they're my, whatever it's called. Trying to talk faster. So anyways, I reversed positions, sir. I believe that I did average on multiple times. I felt like we were going to get that cup close. My mistake was going long. I was just a little bit delayed on taking that wick here. So looks like here I did see my confirmation, which is what I was looking for. Probably did average some more contracts here. Basically, that's kind of the reason why. Nothing more, nothing less. Taking profits. Obviously, we're going to get another bounce up here. To me, obviously, that's an invalid bull flag. We're just going to be hugging our neckline with an inverse, which always means what? We can go into a deeper inverse. So I'm just kind of watching and kind of talking along, trying to show you maybe my thought process throughout the trade. Keep in mind, guys, I'm also kind of messaging people within the Discord. Even though you see my kind of screen moving rapidly here, like I'm doing probably 5 to 6 other things here. So again, I went short off that wick up top, structural breakdown. Obviously, that wasn't a bull flag here. And again, kind of my purpose of this challenge was just to show you how quickly you can, pass your combine. These aren't bad trades at all. You can call them bad. I don't frankly care what you call them. And at the end of the day, right, got a combine pass. This wasn't the only account that I passed today. This is one of many accounts that I was trading, funded accounts as well as different combines. I just enjoy trading in general, and I really like challenges. I really like trying to show people how really easy it is if you know structure, if you know like different type of trades and setups, how easy it is to make money. Some people like to take one trade per day. Some people don't like to take that many trades at all, or more. So right now I'm circling a pattern right here. I feel like it just kind of sees similarity. That's why I'm circling that wick. Obviously, you kind of see your gap down into that inverse head and shoulders. You kind of see here that I'm like kind of mimicking that pattern. So I believe that's why I went short here. Let's kind of see how this plays out. Let's see what my thought process was. Obviously, this is kind of a replay. I'm kind of zooming out. I see that we're on a cup close. I also see that we're on our neckline. So my kind of thought process is like, well, and again, keep in mind, it's really hard to kind of see, in my opinion, candles. I really do not like trading candles. My preference is really trading on ticks when we're coming to like a micro time frame. Obviously, the trade's not working out so well, so let's see what I'm going to do here. Zooming out. Probably going to chart here a little bit in a second. Maybe not. To me, just at a glance, looking at the chart, this looks like a rising wedge. So that is why I'm drawing my line here. Now I'm considering something else. Maybe what I am considering here is, like, are we just going to break out? Are we going to, like, break this trend line and just kind of gap back down? Are we going to rip above it and create some structure? It looks at a glance like we are creating structure here, which obviously isn't really good for me in the trade at the moment. Sorry, I got my dog in here. Hey, get out, please. So right now, I'm just kind of sticking with my trade, kind of sticking with my conviction. Not really sure kind of what's going on. We're kind of chopping. I'd be curious to see what I do here. I feel like you're going to get like a big fat green candle here. You kind of just, again, looking at the chart from like just an outlier perspective, and again, I don't really even remember all the trades. Kind of looks like a cup and handle. I'm kind of zooming out now further, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Could this be a bull flag? And you might even see me switch here and kind of buy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here though. Right, I'm down like 1,000 on this trade here right now. I'd be curious to see what I'm going to do. And right there, I think I actually realized my mistake. I was like, oh my. And I think my audio is off. I think I was really, really upset with myself on this trade. So again, you kind of see me going long term. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that was just a bad trade. I don't really feel like I'm chasing here. Again, I'm just kind of playing off, someone can call it momentum. I'm just playing off the structure right here. So I changed my bias. I'm going in with full conviction. Some people are like, oh, you're gambling. It's like, no, I'm going off the fucking structure. That is literally what I'm doing, right? So I'm going to average to my contracts. The risk reward to me doesn't really matter at this point. It's about like, I see something there. I'm going to stick with it. And it's that simple, right? And so now I'm sticking with my conviction. I'm going with my bias. Like, it's just really that simple. Now I'm going to be alerting my Discord, kind of telling them what's going on. I was already giving them, like, kind of the clues. And I don't know if you saw it right there. Again, you know, I'm going back and forth throughout my Discord, kind of just showing them the game, showing them this and that. I'm actually sacrificing money half the time, kind of screenshotting and alerting people. But again, kind of a clear structure. I'm obviously trimming some contracts here. You know, I was already up, I believe, $1,000 on the trade. I lost probably like 1,300 here. But now we're probably back up to like $2,000 at the moment here. So trimming some contracts here again. I always advocate for people. It doesn't matter what your eventual price target is. Just take your goddamn profit. So obviously exited there right on the dime. And actually, if you pay attention to like a lot of inverses, like you can just look at different patterns. It's just a textbook pattern all the time, again and again and again. Right here, I actually did switch over to M and Q. Sometimes I really do like M and Q. The price movement's just faster, right? So had I gotten in on that bull flag earlier, like I should have, and you know, instead of that short, you know, the contracts obviously would have been, to me, in my opinion, a lot more costly. Sometimes I just feel like NQ just moves like a turtle. So here we are at NQ. You're probably going to see me zoom in here a little bit. I'd be curious to see like what I'm going to see right here. Again, I'm going to try to call here in real time as if I ran this trade. I really don't know. Drawing a trend line here saying, okay, we broke that, so like, am I going short? Like, what are we doing? Are we going to recapture the trend line? Right now, what I'm doing here in real time is just looking for a pattern. Again, I'm just kind of going off the observation of the chart, talking in real time as if I were taking this trade, kind of walking you again through my thought process here. And again, I do not like to trade on these candles. It's very hard to read for me. So this is pretty like, this was like just annoying. Not difficult, but a nuisance. So right now, I kind of like what we're seeing right here. Obviously up, what, $200-300. Another solid trade here. And kind of what I see right now kind of forming at a glance, looking at the chart. Okay, I don't really see anything at the moment. I mean, I see a few things, but like right now, like I don't see anything confirmed. I'm surprised I didn't take profits there. Okay, that's interesting. But why am I drawing this up? I can't see. Nope, looks like I'm getting a little bit cocky again. My bad. Of course, when I say possible head and shoulders, doesn't mean oh, but it looks like I did stop myself out. So it did stop myself out at the bottom of that wick candle. Obviously, kind of, someone could say it's a double top. You could say it's a whole bunch of different things. Oh, so that obviously could be like a double top right there. It could be a whole bunch of different things again. Had I had ticks in front of my face, I kind of would have seen the pattern a little bit different. Because we didn't break down after that low, that is where it went long. At a glance, you could argue it's a bull flag. Obviously, have two of my convictions right there, right? So where would my stop loss be? My stop loss would be kind of right under that. It's hard to see under that trend line break, but a bullish pendant in real time. Obviously, switch my bias, right? I'm saying I think it's this, I think it's that, right? This is the difference right here between somebody that knows structure and then somebody who's just straight up guessing, right? Because like in theory, right, we're kind of all guessing, right? Like no trader, right, including myself, are truly 100% in all trades, right? I think options is a different story for me, right? I think it's a lot easier, so I'd say the run rate's like pretty close up there, right? When it comes to features, like anything can happen in the matter of a split second. Like Trump can pass gas and you're going like down or you're going up, right? So there's trades where like you're gonna lose them, like there's nothing you can do about them, right? But this is just an example of like where, and maybe people are gonna get offended and they're gonna come after me. It's like there is no reason to go short right here. Like if you know basic fundamentals and structure, right, you would know like, hey, we are going up, right? Pattern that I saw that was very clear as day. So people who went short just got wrecked, right? When I already got my long, obviously we're still holding up the bottom of that bullish pendant, right? So to me, the pattern's still valid, right? Obviously, right where I'd be putting my stop loss is where the pattern becomes invalid. It's to me, it's just really not that difficult to explain. It's not rocket science, right? Break that level below, the pattern's invalid, and it turns into something else, right? This pattern right here, right? If you don't break these tops right up here, right, that could just turn into like a bearish reversal right up here, right? You have your top trend line right up there, I think around 217. Obviously, if you don't break that, it's going to turn into that. That's really all it is here, right? Obviously, I'm adjusting my trend lines right there. It looks like we're going to squeeze hard. Now I'm lining up my risk reward, ready to exit on the dime if we do break those levels here. Obviously, and within the trade, it doesn't look like we're doing that, right? Again, I'm going with my bias, right? I'm going with the structure and the clues that are right in front of me, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Bam, right? And I've been doing this all day, right? This is like the 8th account I'm on for the same day, right? I'm just having fun at this point. My point right here is to show you how easy it is, right? But then, right, this is where it gets really diabolical. I really want you to pay attention to this right here. Because look what I do right here. On a dime, watch what I do right here. And this is where traders lose money and blow combines. Watch this right here. Bam, right on the dot. So you just thought, oh my gosh, we're going up, we're going to heaven, this and that, right? So watch me make 300 bucks when somebody else just hops into a trade, not knowing structure, not knowing patterns, not knowing when to enter per se, right? Exit for 300 bucks, but then this is where it gets even more diabolical, right? We obviously haven't broken the bottom of that trend. The red zone doesn't matter, it's just kind of showing your risk. I just think it's a kind of easier visualization for sometimes people to see, hey, is a pattern valid or is it not valid? Like, that's really all it is, right? You can say it's risk reward. I just kind of view it as like pattern valid, pattern not invalid, invalid. Obviously, I'm going now with high conviction, right? We held that level. The pattern's still valid. It's just a textbook play right here. It's clear as day. And they're not faking me out. When you see the patterns, you just can't unsee them. Say what you want. Say your FVGs work. Say your ICTs work. I just don't care. Like, I think knowing structure works for me. And that's why I exited here for $6,000 and 75 or whatever, right? Within 20 minutes of just grabbing an account, right? Again, 8th account that I traded for the day. This one was done within 20 minutes. Now passed on to a funded status level with alpha futures. Bam. NQ out.